The Six-Day War, a pivotal conflict in the modern Middle East, stemmed from escalating tensions between Israel and its Arab neighbors, primarily Egypt, Syria, and Jordan. Following Israel's victories in the 1948 and 1956 wars, both sides anticipated further conflict. Failed attempts at international mediation made war virtually inevitable. The immediate catalyst was a series of events in May 1967. The Soviet Union falsely informed Egypt of a large Israeli troop buildup intended to attack Syria. Egypt responded by mobilizing its forces along the Israeli border in the Sinai Peninsula and demanding the withdrawal of the UN peacekeeping force. Israel also refused the UN's request to deploy the force on its side. Jordan, Sudan, and Iraq subsequently mobilized, with Iraq sending forces to Jordan and Saudi Arabia expressing its intent to join the hostilities. Egypt's closure of the Straits of Tiran to Israeli shipping on May 22nd to 23rd proved to be the final trigger. On June 1st, Israel formed a national unity government, which voted to go to war on June 4th. The Arab coalition held a significant numerical advantage in troops, 240,000 to 100,000, tanks, 2,504 to 800, and aircraft, 957 to 300. Israel's strategy, Operation Focus, centered on a preemptive strike to cripple the Egyptian Air Force. A disinformation campaign, including fabricated reports of Israeli soldiers on leave and covert disruption of U.S. surveillance. Mass preparations for the attack. Pilots received orders only 5 hours before the operation commenced. On June 5th, Israel launched Operation Focus. Nearly 200 Israeli aircraft surprised 14 Egyptian airfields, destroying 338 Egyptian planes and killing 100 pilots within 3 hours. Jordanian and Syrian air forces retaliated, but Israel quickly neutralized them, destroying all Jordanian aircraft, most Syrian planes, and some Iraqi aircraft. Israel achieved complete air superiority, losing only 19 aircraft in the process. The ground war unfolded on 3 fronts: Sinai, Jordan, and Syria. In the Sinai, Egypt deployed 7 divisions for armored, 2 infantry, 1 mechanized, totaling 100,000 troops and 900 to 950 tanks. Israel countered with 3 divisions, 6 armored, 1 infantry, 1 mechanized, 3 paratrooper brigades, 70,000 troops, and 700 tanks. Israel's plan involved simultaneous air and ground attacks, focusing on the northern and central routes through the Sinai Peninsula. At 7:50 a.m. on June 5th, Major General Israel Tal's division advanced towards Arish, aiming to encircle Khan Yunis, while paratroopers targeted Rafah. Initially, Egyptian resistance was light, as they misjudged the attack as a diversion. However, resistance stiffened against the 60th Armored Brigade. Despite this, Israeli forces reached the Khan Yunis railway junction within 4 hours and pressed on towards Sheikh Zuweid, overcoming stronger Egyptian resistance with the aid of their air dominance. By 8 a.m. on June 6, elements of the 79th Armored Battalion and the 7th Brigade entered Arish. A fierce urban battle ensued as Egyptian forces ambushed the Israelis. Reinforcements were required to secure the city. Tal's division then split, with one part advancing towards the Suez Canal and the other capturing Bir Lafan and Jabal Libni. Further south, Major General Ariel Sharon's 38th Armored Division engaged Egyptian forces.